Hi, I'm Craig Carpenter, and welcome to Off the Beaten Path. We're in New Mexico, the land of enchantment, exploring the not-so-familiar people, places, and things that make New Mexico so enchanting. Join me. Hi, I'm Craig Carpenter. Welcome to Off the Beaten Path. And today, we're in one of the quietest, most comfortable towns I've ever been in anywhere in the United States. It was a town that built in the late 1800s. And looking around, it really hasn't changed much since then. The town is Lamy, New Mexico. And we're in one of the hubbubs of the area. It's the train station in Lamy. The building also became an effective marketing tool to lure residents and tourists from the East and Midwest. As well, the Lamy Depot features a waiting room outfitted with carved wooden beams, handsome wood benches in a Spanish Revival style, and colorful decorative tiles. Back in its heyday, Lamy used to be a bustling community. Train stations in the town made it a popular place to go to. Things happened. They built all sorts of things for tourists to do. This little park behind me, beautiful little park, but it used to be a Harvey House. Harvey House was a restaurant that they built at a lot of train stations across the country, so when they'd stop at that station, they'd have something to do. The Yellow Ortiz was one of the smallest and most intimate Harvey houses. Built in 1883, it was designed to resemble the home of a Mexican nobleman, replete with fine furnishings and finishes. Fred Harvey, in partnership with the Santa Fe, branched out into the hotel business. Although many were located in important trade and business centers, other Harvey houses, like El Ortiz, were created with an eye to developing tourism. One of the things you got to do in Lamy when you came in on the train was to come here. This beautiful building used to be the Pfluger General Merchandise Store. It also used to be the Annex Saloon, so if you're a little parched on your train ride, you'd have something to drink, you get a little bite to eat, and some clothes or whatever merchandise you needed. Lamy is a classic example of the thousands of towns that grew up along the Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe rail line. It was a reminder of a simpler time. When you look around Lamy, that simpler time is still here. Trains played an important part in New Mexico's growth. And on our next show, we'll see how they affected the towns of El Dorado, Cerrillos, and Madrid. I'm Craig Carpenter. Thanks for watching. Be sure to join us again for the next episode of Off the Beaten Path. Hi, I'm Craig Carpenter, and this time out, we're in the Plaza. It's the historic heart of Santa Fe, New Mexico, and we're here to visit with author Lynn Klein and a book that she's created that melds history, travel, and cooking. It's called The Maverick Cookbook. Lynn, first off, I want to tell you how much I enjoyed The Maverick Cookbook. What was it that gave you the idea about writing a book like The Maverick Cookbook?
Well, that's a great question. There's so much about New Mexico's history, art, and culture. It's such a rich part of the world. And I've been writing about food here for a long time, and it had dawned on me that even though we have, dozens of cookbooks about New Mexico cuisine, Santa Fe cuisine, there wasn't a single book that sort of put the whole picture together from the very first residents of New Mexico through today, with our farm-to-table movement, our farmers market, people eating organic and even growing their own foods. And I thought, wouldn't it be fascinating to write a book that looks at the people and the foods, that have been brought to that have come to New Mexico across the centuries. So starting with the Pueblo people, the Spanish settlers, the traders on the Santa Fe Trail, all the way through to the artists and the writers colonies, the Fred Harvey, of course, the railroad era. and really kind of look at the distinctive people as well as the different ingredients and dishes that they brought with them. So that was how this came up.
It's not just a book on cooking, it's history, it's travel, it's all of that put in together. And how did you choose the people in the book?
Exactly, that was the hard part, because there are so many fascinating people that have been, living in New Mexico for hundreds of years. But I picked eras that were really, important and significant: the railroad era, the Pueblo people era, and I just, looked and found people. And in other cases, I found people, and then I had to fit them into an era. So it was kind of like putting a puzzle together. That the end result is a look at, a map, literally, of New Mexico's culinary history and the people who helped shape it. Now, some people might be surprised to learn that Billy the Kid's in the book, right? Because he's not really known for food, but it turns out that food had a pivotal role in his life. The first thing he stole was a pound of butter when he was a kid, and then he ended up being shot because he came out of his hiding place because he was hungry and was searching for supper.
I had no idea.
It's really interesting, yeah.
While cleanup has continued, some of the cleanup crew have been exhibiting very odd behavior.
It seems that some of the crew have actually removed their safety masks in this very toxic setting. Why they're doing this has yet to be determined.
Risking lives of their behavior can be identified.
We're being told that they are showing signs of actually enjoying the effects of this unknown toxic substance. Very strange.